The training split that I used that made me my first $10,000 a month wasn't some secret program or some crazy hack that I used to get these results. What I have right here for you guys is a simple 4-step framework that I use to start pursuing my passion online and selling my dream clients on fitness coaching. And I know all this looks super crazy and complicated right now, but I promise you by the end of this video, if you pay attention, you take notes, and you apply this information, you will have no problem being able to go and use this to sign your clients on your own and make money for yourself. So getting into right here, step number 1, right? Why this split works for me successfully. The current training split that I was running and still run to this day was on day 1, I'm doing legs, day 2, chest and biceps, day 3, back and forearms, and then day 4, shoulders and triceps. And then day 5, I would just rest and repeat that whole entire cycle. So why that actually worked for me, I started very skinny. I was skin and bones, getting out of my senior year of high school, I was 168 pounds, right? Very skinny. My whole entire life growing up, I always struggled with adding on mass and building muscle, right? So I really wanted to put on, a good amount of size, right? So what I focused on was aesthetics over strength, right? I'm that type of dude where it's like, I'd much rather look like I can lift a lot than actually be able to do it, because a lot of strength training that I see, again, I don't think there's anything wrong with pursuing strength training, but to me, I thought it was always more ego than anything. And I knew that, purely focusing on strength, I wasn't going to be able to necessarily build the body or the look that I was actually going for, right? Because I've always cared much more about how I actually looked than being able to just throw up, some crazy numbers, right? Because you can only show off your numbers in the gym specifically, but the body you build, you're able to take everywhere. So I wanted to look good, and feel confident, right? So high frequency. Hitting each muscle group twice every 9 days gave me enough volume without overtraining, right? Especially when I was eating properly, getting enough sleep, and recovering the right way. So compound lifts, first, and I always finish with isolation movements. Like, for example, if I'm starting with a chest day, after I properly warm up and get everything good, I'm going straight into heavy incline, whether it's, Smith machine, dumbbell incline. I'm starting with those compound movements so I can, when I'm fresh and strongest in the beginning of my workouts, I'm going to go as heavy as possible for as many reps as possible and really just load the tension on the muscle. Over here, you can see you have 2 choices, right? You could either go for strength and size, which again, you can really only show that off in the gym. It doesn't really go anywhere else with you. It's not really impressive outside of the gym, right? Or you could go for the look, right? Aesthetics, where you're going to look good not only in the gym, but you take that with you everywhere you go. I was consistent, tracked my lifts, progressively overloaded, and ate enough to grow, right? And as you can see my results, it wasn't luck. It was just a solid split that I stuck to and actually executed on each and every single day. Moving into step 2, right? How this became my go-to split for clients. Because this split worked so well for me and I documented this entire transformation using this exact program, it became the foundation within my content, right? So when I finally launched my coaching business and started getting clients, guess what split, I put most of them on? This one, right? Why? Because I knew it inside and out, right? And I also knew if someone actually stuck to this program specifically, I knew the possibilities within the results that they could actually get. I already knew how to manage fatigue, which exercises work the best on which days, and how to scale volume up or down, based on recovery. But more importantly, my clients trusted it because they could see the results from my physique. They weren't buying into some theoretical program, right? They were buying into the exact program that built the body that they wanted, right? And that's what's most important. So moving into 3, how do you actually even leverage this for your own results, right? So I'm telling you, the split itself didn't make me $10,000 within a single month. What made me $10,000 was understanding how to leverage my own results to attract, and close those clients. Because here's the thing you guys need to understand. Every single client buys from someone who they'd want to be like, right? Everyone buys from someone who they'd want to have similar results to, who they'd want to be in a similar position to, or live a similar life to as well. People are buying into you, but also what you have is what really inspires them and what they admire. So they want to learn from you directly because they want similar results to that. When I first started posting online, I wasn't just some influencer or guru, right? I was just posting my workouts, my physique updates, and my journey. And people started asking me, what I was doing, what split was I running, what was I eating, how was I training? That's when it all clicks for me, right? That's when I realized that my transformation was credibility and my results were the marketing. So the framework, how to actually leverage your results. Number one, right? Your transformation is your content, right? This is what ultimately you're selling to people, right? Is the results you've been able to get. You're showing them that it's possible. You're showing them everything you did in between to get to where you are, and they can see where they're at right now in your old self. Two, your current clients are people who were where you used to be, right? Those are going to be your best types of clients. Why? Because you understand their struggles and their pain points and where they're at more than anyone can, right? You've once been in a similar position, if not the same position of where they are right now, and you know exactly what they need to get to that other side. And three, your program becomes their program, right? They can utilize your program knowing that this is the exact system that you followed, that if they stick to every single thing, they can get very similar results to you as well. So number four, how can you actually use everything I just taught you and showed you to do the exact same, right? Step one, you need to identify your transformation. What have you achieved with your body that other people want? Whatever it is, that's going to be your greatest form of credibility. When you're running your own online business, a lot of people think you need like a NASM certification and all that BS. I'm telling you guys, when you're running your own business, you don't need a certification. Your transformation and what you've done with your physique, that's all the credibility you need. You want to know how I know this? Because when you go into a gym, what do you see? For the most part, it's going to be overweight trainers who never even look like they've ever picked up a weight in their life because all they did was pass some test, right? They may have the knowledge, but why would you want to learn from someone who doesn't even have the experience of actually doing it, right? They don't have the results to back up anything they're teaching. They just went and passed a test. Right? And knowledge means nothing without the experience of actually doing it, because that's real credibility. Not only to have the knowledge of doing something, but showing that you've already done it. So step two, document your current process. What are you doing right now that's working? And make that your content. Teach people through experience. Teach people through your story, the lessons you've learned, your journey, the hard times you've went through, the obstacles you've overcame, limiting beliefs that you've broke. This is how you speak directly to these people. Step three, build your offer around what worked for you, right? Don't overcomplicate it. You need one solid program that you know inside and out because you've done it. You've lived it. This is how you've gotten your results. Step four, position yourself for people who were once where you were. Your content should speak directly to people who are currently in the position you used to be. Show them that you understand what they're going through because you've been there. This is how you build that bridge for your audience, right? Because right now, they're down here, you're up here. Why? Because you've already made the transformation. How do you go back to where they are? You need to meet them where they are through your story, because that's the position that they're in where you were starting out. So you meet them where they are, and then you bring them up to you, right? You're building that bridge because now they can resonate with you, they can relate to you, and they can build a way deeper connection with you, knowing that you understand them and you were once in a position they were as well, and you've made it to the other side. So last one, step five, right? Stay consistent and build trust. I'm telling you guys, results aren't going to happen overnight. Anything worth having never comes easy, and it's going to take time. But my $10,000 month didn't happen because I got lucky. I promise you it happened because I had been posting consistently for months, building trust with my audience, proving that I knew what I was talking about because they could see all the results themselves, right? Documentation is the greatest form of building trust because people see your journey documented in real time. They're seeing you progress and grow each and every single day. And that is the greatest way to build trust. Why? Because you are living what you're preaching and they're seeing it all in real time. So that's the training split that I used that specifically got me to my first $10,000 month. And I promise you guys, it wasn't just the split itself. It was understanding that this was all the leverage I needed to build my credibility, to build trust with people, and actually showcase that I could get these people the same results. Your results are your marketing, and your story is going to be your greatest form of credibility. And the exact program that works for you is exactly what your clients are going to need. Stop waiting to be perfect. Stop waiting to think that you need to be the most jacked person in the room. All you need is to just be a few steps ahead of the person you're trying to help. And if you've transformed your body in any way and you're qualified to coach people who are in a similar position to where you used to be, now go document your process, build your offer, and start helping people get results that you've already achieved.